Students, welcome again. Ranjana Srivastav here. I am your science teacher from Ikra Primary English Medium School branch. Now I am going to start again the same chapter number 5, which is part 2 of this chapter. So, the next method of separation which we have to study is sieving. What is sieving? So, this is sieving. You have seen your mother doing this almost every day before she makes chapati for you, right? So, sieving is a simple technique for separating particles of different sizes. It is used when components of a mixture have different sizes. Why I am saying so is because suppose your mother is sieving this atta, okay? So, the final particles of atta or the flour will pass through this sieve and any impurity which is larger than this size of the atta will remain on the sieve, right? So, it can be used only when the components of mixture have different sizes. Similarly, can see in this picture that a sieve is being used to separate the soil from the larger stone particles so that the final soil particles will pass through this sieve and the largest stone particle will remain here only. Okay. Similarly, you must have seen that this kind of sieves are used to construction sites where these sieves are used to separate sand particles that are fine from stones. So the final sand particles will pass through the sieve and the stone particles will remain here only. Okay. So you have understood that sieving can be used only when particles are different sizes. So it can be used only to separate particles of different sizes. Okay. Understood? We will now study about two more processes of separation, that is sedimentation and decantation. We will study them together. They are very simple. Okay. So here we have rice grains full of impurity, right? So what I did earlier, we separated these impurities by hand picking, right? So but now in this case, what we did, I put some water in this rice grains and I allowed it to settle down for the some time. What I observed was these impurities will float in water. You must have seen your mother washing rice grains before cooking them, right? So that the impurities will come at the top and the rice grains will settle at the bottom of the container. So the rice grain have settled. So this process of separating substances when the heavier component in a mixture settle down after water added to it is known as sedimentation. So we will see decantation is a process in which water and any other liquid above the sediment is removed without disturbing the sediment, and this process is called decantation. Understood? So in this process we are removing this water, and by removing the water we are also removing the impurities present, right? So this process in which we remove the liquid and thereby we remove the impurities without disturbing this sediment. This sediment which is settled down at the bottom. So without disturbing this sediment we remove the impurity, and this by removing the liquid, and this process is called as decantation. I hope you will understand. This is sediment on the this is decantation. Okay. We will now look at sedimentation and decantation with the help of these examples. So here we have a glass of water. Okay. So what I did was I added some mud and soil in it. Okay. After some time, what we'll notice is that soil will settle down after some time at the bottom of this glass. Okay. So what is this? This is sedimentation. The sediment has settled down at the bottom and the liquid and the sediment has been separated. So this is known as sedimentation, right? So next, now what will I do it? I take one another glass. I will without disturbing the sediment, I will pour the liquid in different glass. Now, what will happen? This mud particle or soil particle and the liquid get separated, right? Soil has separated and the water is soil has separated, but the water which we have separated still has some finer impurities. But the separation of soil particle and the water, this is called decantation, right? Okay. So I told you that we have unable to separate soil particles, but this water still has some finer impurities. Can you see that in the picture? It has some finer impurities. What will we do? To separate these finer impurities, what we will do is, we will put a filter paper above a glass and we will pass this liquid over this filter paper, and this is what will you get? You will again get the pure water, right? So this process is known as filtration. I have really hoped that you have understood all the processes. What is filtration, what is decantation, and what is sedimentation. So now, we will now look at filtration in some more details. Filtration is a method for separating an insoluble solid from a liquid by passing it through a medium after it is filter paper. Why we are saying an insoluble solid? Because suppose you have a glass of water and you mix sugar in it, okay? And then after mixing sugar, you try to separate. Can you separate the sugar and water by using filter paper? No. You cannot, right? You can only separate an insoluble solute in a liquid by passing it through filter paper, okay? So that's why we are saying that filtration can be used to separate insoluble solid from a liquid, okay? The filtration process is also used to separate pulp, seeds from the juice. It is also used to separate cheese or paneer from milk, okay? So here is a diagram. You can see the filter paper and the liquid. Will you know? You will put the liquid in this way. You will pass the liquid through filter paper and what you get is a crystal paper, clear pure liquid, and this is called a filtrate, okay? What you get after filtration, okay? Let's move forward. Now next method of separation which we have to study is evaporation. All of you know about evaporation. What is evaporation? When liquid gets converted into vapor, this process is called evaporation, right? But look, this evaporation is also used as a method of separation. You never thought about it, right? So we will see where evaporation can be used to separate two substances. So evaporation can be used to separate solids which are dissolved in a liquid. I told you that when liquids are dissolved in a liquid, like salt in a water or sugar in a water, you cannot use filtration to separate those, right? So when solids are dissolved in a liquid, evaporation method is used to separate them, and this is how we separate salt from seawater. You know that seawater contains lots of salt, right? We will see how this is done. So to separate salt from seawater, the seawater is allowed to stand in shallow pits. You know, these are shallow pits and seawater is allowed to stand in them for few days. What will happen? Water gets heated by sunlight and slowly this water will turn into vapor. Water will evaporate, right? And in a few days the water will evaporate completely and you will be left behind the salt, okay? The common salt is obtained by mixture of the salt by purification, okay? There are mixture of salt in it. So you will obtain the common salt by purifying this. So you understood this? Let's see what is allowed to stand in this shallow pits for a quite few days. The sunlight will evaporate the water and you will be left with salt. These are the salt piles. Can you that so this was evaporation? Okay. I hope you understand this. Let's now move forward. So there are some instances where the method of separation is not sufficient to separate different substances present in a mixture. In such situations, we use more than one method of separation. We will now look at the instances where we use more than the one method of separation to separate the two substances. So we will understand this with the help of this diagram. Suppose you have to separate salt and sand. You have a mixture of salt and sand, right? So what you will do? You will put the salt and sand in a beaker and you will add water to in it, right? After some time you will notice that sand will settle down and the salt will dissolve in water, right? Then after that what will you do? You will decant the liquid. We have already studied about decantation, right? So you will decant the liquid and that's how you will separate the sand from water, but this water has salt presented, right? It is not purified water. So now you have separated sand, but now you need to separate salt from this water, right? So what will you do is you will put this solution in this kettle, okay? Salt and water solution in this kettle and you will turn on the heat. Then when you will turn on the heat and water present in the beaker, okay? So the water present in beaker will evaporate. So now when this evaporation water will come in contact the metal plate which has ice cube over it. You know it's really cold. So when this evaporated vapor will come to contact with the really cold metal plate, the process of condensation will happen where vapor will get converted into liquid, okay? And what we are left behind this kettle is salt. So now we have separated the mixture of salt and water also. The salt is left behind in this kettle and we have collected the water here, okay? So now we have separated the mixture of sand, salt and water by using more than one method of separation, right? We separated by the process of sedimentation and decantation. We separated sand, right? And we separated salt and water by the process of evaporation and condensation. I hope you will understood this. If you haven't understood this, just watch the video once again, okay? Okay guys? We will now look at evaporation and condensation once again. So evaporation is the process in which liquids get converted into vapor. The liquid present in it gets converted into vapor and when it happens, when the temperature is increased. When temperature is increased, here we have put on the flame. So when temperature is increased, liquids gets converted into vapor and this is called evaporation. And when temperature is decreased, because this is the metal plate with ice over it, so the vapor will get converted into liquid and this process is called condensation. Okay, now let's move forward. Okay, so you have to do activity from me. I mean all of you, okay, right? So you have to take a beaker, take some water in it and some spoons of sugars in it and try to dissolve it. Stir it continuously, okay? After some time, you have dissolved all the sugar. Add some more spoons and try to dissolve the sugar, okay? After some time, you will notice that when you will add sugar again, you will not be able to dissolve the sugar anymore. And the sugar particles will settle down here at the bottom of your container. So this solution, which cannot be dissolved anymore solid, is known as saturated solution. But more of substances can be dissolved in a solution by heating it. And the other point which you need to remember is that water dissolve different amount of soluble substances in it. You know, you may able to dissolve the 2 spoons of sugar in a glass, but 3 spoons of salt with the same glass of water. Okay, so water dissolve different amount of soluble substances in it. Okay, understood? So here with this we completed our chapter 5 of science, that is separation of substances. I hope this video in understanding and useful for you all. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.